Hey, true believers, ENGLENTINE here with another top 10 weekly comic books sold to readers and customers. All right, now this isn't like Comic-Con. Those are the books that are sold to the stores themselves. This is what's walking out of the stores with the readers. This is what people are paying for. After we check out what people are buying in the shops, we're going to go over to Comixology and find out what people are buying digitally and see who's winning, Marvel, DC, or the independents. Can't forget the shout out to all the stores that participated, and if you're in their area, please stop by and check it out. See if they got something to offer you. And don't forget to hit like, share to get word out about the channel, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't want you to miss anything awesome that happens around here, like Comic Book Thunderdome every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, where we put a couple of geeks together and have them fight out all the debates and arguments we might have in a comic book shop or on a comic book forum. It's a lot of fun. Check it out Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time, right here on I Love Comics. And with all that behind us, let's get to the countdown. Top 10 comics sold to customers. Starting us off at the bottom of the countdown, number 10 is Old Man Logan, number 37. At number 9, we have Daredevil, number 600. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 25 gets to the 8th spot with Shattered Grid Part 1. The Flash number 43 speeds into the 7th spot. Saga number 50 gets to number 6. At number 5, The Terrifics number 2. The Hulk carries the Avengers number 686 to the number 4 spot. At number 3, Detective Comics 977. In the runner-up spot at number 2, Dark Knight's Metal number 6. And at number 1, proving even Batman can't stop it, Doomsday Clock number 4. DC dominated 5-3 against Marvel, with 2 independents showing up, Saga and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which I enjoyed it. Being a non-Power Ranger fan, it got me into the story. What's surprising, though, is that the last chapter of DC's big crossover event sold less than a middle chapter of Doomsday Clock. That actually did surprise me. What pleasantly surprised me was that Daredevil made it to the top 10. Now, granted, it's 600, it's a landmark issue, but it's well written and deserves to be in the top 10 every time it's released. So those are my thoughts on the top 10 countdown. Let's find out what the comic shop owners have to say. It was a bit of a slaughter this week as DC mowed down all challengers except Saga number 50. That showed up at number 3. Marvel had 3 books at the bottom of the list. They didn't drop in sales, so you just can't compete with Doomsday Clock. Metal and Terrifics are all dropping at once. May is going to be a very, very interesting, with the new Marvel books coming up against Justice League No Justice, Batman's Wedding, and more. What a fun time to be into comics. I hope the fans agree. Sorry about my misreading there. Now, I read Saga number 50. I'm not a fan, guys. I know this is a popular story. It's just not for me. It isn't. The Terrifics, on the other hand, great to see it holding up. I hope it continues to hold up. It's a great title. You should check that one out, as well as the other DC New Age of Heroes. It was a great week for oversized, higher-priced books at FFF, with the new Doomsday Clock and Metal both dropping this Wednesday, and as well as Marvel's latest milestone, Daredevil 600. Overall, DC had its best week in a while at our store, taking 6 spots in our top 10 weekly bestsellers. Metal finished strong despite its delays, and if the newest Doomsday Clock hadn't also come out, Metal's final chapter definitely would have taken the top spot. Both books also individually sold over twice the amount of our third bestseller, Detective Comics. I'm going to be talking a lot about how awesome Daredevil is, and hope to reinforce the fact that it did sell because of 600, but it's definitely worth it. Like Aquaman, I think Daredevil is a way overlooked book for its quality. While Marvel performed better in the back half of the top 20, Avengers is still selling strong as it inches closer and closer to the end of its weekly assault on unsuspecting wallets. Daredevil also made a surprise appearance at the very end of our top 10, which can almost certainly be attributed to its anniversary issue. Next month, I'm sure we'll find it in the lower half of the top 20 again. Sadly, I agree. That being said, Avengers has been getting better. I really tore into the first 3 issues. Check out the video. It's worth it. But I got to admit the last few have been better. On the indie side of things, Donny Cates had a great week at our store, with Redneck falling just shy of our top 10 and Baby Teeth #9 still selling strong enough to outsell several other new books in its second week. And our top 10 saga sold surprisingly, not as well as it usually does, though it did still land in the middle of the 10. The surprise of the week was definitely Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which placed at number 4 of our weekly top sellers. We sold out of the issue by Thursday, and we limited the number of copies that we sold to each customer. This issue has definitely had some hype behind it, and hopefully the rest of the issues in the crossover can hold up. Once again, check out the Mighty Morphin's Power Rangers number 25 review that I did. As a non-fan of Power Rangers, I feel the book was pretty good, but yeah, go on ahead. After this, check out that video as well. 3 really strong titles came out this week: Doomsday Clock number 4, Metal number 6, and Saga number 50. Saga is one of our best-selling titles, and any other week, it would almost automatically be first on our top 10 list. But I really thought it was going to be a Doomsday Clock versus Metal battle, battling it out for bestsellers this week, especially since there's a lot of overlap in their audience. But while Doomsday Clock number 4 was our clear bestseller, Saga still managed to edge out Metal for the number 2 spot. It was close, though. That just makes me think that there is a bunch of people in the comic shop saying, hey, you should buy Saga. Not that, you know, it's not a good book or anything like that. It's just when independents get that high on a countdown, there's someone saying, hey, that's a great book, and pointing them out. And I think that's awesome when comic book shop owners can say, you know, they do that. They point out the good books out there. Aquaman, kids, as well as Daredevil. Something to tell your customers to buy. They won't be disappointed. Big week for DC this week. With the climax of Dark Knight's Metal and the 4th installment of Doomsday Clock, their sales dominance this week was essentially a foregone conclusion. DC, and specifically Batman, also performed well throughout the list, with Terrifics, Wonder Woman, and Mira miniseries all showing up as strong sellers. Just did a review of Mira. It is awesome. It's badass. Check it out. The video as well. Yeah, and also, man, just to hear that Wonder Woman is selling somewhere, that's good to hear, because she does not make it to the top 10 floppies very often. The one that caught us a bit off guard this week was the level of interest in the current Power Rangers event. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 25, even with an increase in our orders, sold out pretty much instantly. Good sales this week. DC's 4 titles on the list outsold the remaining 6 by a fair margin. Doomsday Clock beats out Metal for number 1. Of DC's New Age of Heroes, the Terrifics is the only book worth mentioning sales-wise. The others are bad, like real bad. But Terrifics is doing great, beating Avengers and Detective for the 3rd spot on the list. With a week of heavy hitters, Saga only makes it to number 6. And Milestone's 600th issue puts Daredevil back on the list for the first time in a great while. Rest of our list is typical long box filler. This isn't the first time that I heard that the DC New Age of Heroes isn't exactly blazing a trail. Now, Damage is a good book. Sideways is pretty decent. Silencer is okay, but the Terrifics, yeah, that is the best of them. But still, I think Damage deserves a big audience. And I would love it if it would just gain in sales, and hopefully it will somehow. What a week! Doomsday Clock took the top spot, with Dark Metal taking 2nd. Boom's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 25 took 3rd. It beat out every Marvel title and made us a good amount of money. Wish I had ordered more. Has there ever been any non-Star Wars titles for Marvel that has even made it to issue 25 over the last 5 years? Daredevil 600 blew chunks for us, oddly enough. Terrifics is holding up as the best out of the New Age of Heroes from DC so far, and yes, none of them on the team are new heroes. Yeah, he's right. He does have a point about the Terrifics. I didn't really, you know, you look at it and you know you're looking at Mr. Terrific, the Metamorpho, and, you know, it just doesn't really register. Hey, those aren't new heroes, or at least it didn't for me anyway. I just was like, hey, new team, let's read it. And glad I did. Kind of sad to hear about Daredevil. Once again, buy Daredevil. It's awesome. Let's continue. An amazing week for DC. Their first place book, Doomsday Clock number 4, and their second place book, Dark Knight's Metal number 6, sold more copies than number 3s through 10 combined. DC took 8 of our store's top 10 slots this week, with Marvel and Image taking 1 spot each. Marvel had another 5 books in positions between 11 and 20, while DC had 4 and Boom had 1. No matter how you break it down, it was an amazing win for DC. And there you go. I'm a big DC fan. I'm happy to hear that they're making strides like this. Sad to hear that DC's new age of heroes isn't lighting fires. And also, Aquaman is still missing from the top 10 when it deserves to be there. You have those things. Of course, they mentioned in that last one that Marvel, a couple of them, that Marvel really takes the backside of the top 20. That happens in Comixology as well as I'm doing the countdown. I am going to go over to Comixology right now to see how it kind of pans out. See if maybe Marvel wins the top 20 if they don't win the top 10. Number 10 is the Invincible Iron Man, $5.98. Number 9 goes to Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns, number 41. At number 8, we have Avengers, No Surrender, Chapter 12. Injustice 2, Chapter 51 hits the 7 spot. The Flash, number 43, is at 6. And that's all there is. The Terrifics number 2 make it to number 5. Number 4 on the countdown is Detective Comics number 977. At number 3, we have Dark Knight's Metal number 6. In the runner-up spot is Saga number 50 at number 2. And just like the floppy copies, Doomsday Clock number 4 takes the number 1 spot. DC owns top 10 digital as well. 7-2. DC's favor against Marvel, with, of course, Saga being the only independent comic from Image, of course. It's going to be a tough call, but we have seen Marvel come back in the back half to win the top 20, but the top 10, absolutely owned by DC Comics. At number 11, Wonder Woman number 43 widens the gap. It's now 8-2, DC's favor. And at number 12, Star Wars Dr. Apper number 18 brings the score 8-3. Closing the gap. X-Men Blue. He needed the money. Oh! No. Andrew Dice. No. Nobody. Okay. Anyway, X-Men Blue number 24 at number 13 brings it 8-4. Teen Titans number 16 comes in at number 14, making it 9-4. DC's favor. Jessica Jones must be working 9 to 5. Her 18th issue makes it to number 15. Black Panther number 171 makes it to number 16, and it is now 9-6. I'm sorry, 9-7, because Daredevil 600 is in the 17th place. 17th place? 17th place. 17 Cherry Tree Lane. Why not? Let's go that far. And Trinity number 20 closes the door on Marvel. Thanks to Saga, Marvel cannot win, nor can they tie. At most, they can come in with 9. And it's 10-8, so maybe they will do that. Champions number 18 is at number 19. And at number 20 this week is Old Man Logan number 37, bringing it 10-9 and 1 for the Image Comics, or the Independent Comics, whichever one you want to bring up. So as much as DC dominated the front of the top 20, Marvel owns the back half 7-3. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, DC owned they're really splitting it up. Obviously, DC's the winner because they've got the higher numbers, means the higher sales. But it is something that they're knocking at the door there, guys. I say buy more Aquaman. So there you go, true believers. That is the top 10 countdown for comic books sold to readers this week. What do you think? What was missing? What, like I'm always touting Aquaman. What's the book you think more people should be buying? Also, what are people buying that they should stop? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, you know the drill. Click like, click share, because that gets word out about the channel, and that's always a good thing. And if you haven't done it already, or if you have and you're not getting notified, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because you don't want to miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts, especially every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time when we do Comic Book Thunderdome, putting a couple of geeks up against each other to let them fight out all those old debates and arguments you might have on a comic book forum or in the comic book shops. It's tons of fun. Check it out. every Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on I Love Comics. Also, this is the way we make a living, so if you don't mind heading on over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till, helps keep the lights on, helps keep making videos, and help us to buy more and better equipment to make better videos. For just $1, you're also entered into the Great Graphic Novel Giveaway, where it's easy. We pick a name of a patron out of a hat and then give them a graphic novel. Whoever wins. Easy peasy. So go on over, links in the description below, drop $1 in the till. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, we say thank you very, very much for watching.